Greetings, fellow Gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
And I'm Count Jackula.
And today we're going to talk about Clickbait Unfollowed, a Tubi original by writer-directors Katherine, Barrell, and Melanie Scrofano of Wynonna Earp fame. You might be sitting there thinking to yourselves, wait, hold on. The movie's called Clickbait Unfollowed, which, strike one.
Yep.
It's a Tubi original, strike two. And it's from the creators or the writers involved in a show that most of you haven't heard of, strike three.
Yeah.
Bear with us for a minute. This movie is actually surprisingly fun.
Yeah, look, we're here talking about a Tubi original. That means you gotta know about it.
Absolutely. This movie is not the greatest horror movie you're going to see all year. This is a solid B-tier horror movie that knows what it is and has fun with its premise. And what its premise is it's a group of influencers who are invited to a house to essentially participate in what essentially amounts to an influencer squid game. They must compete to get the most followers, and whoever gets the least followers each round is eliminated, like straight up murdered.
Yeah, straight up killed.
In a way that is poetic to their own flaws and faults. The movie is very much a scathing commentary on influencer culture, but even though it doesn't forget to have fun.
It has twists and turns.
Absolutely.
It's got giggles and gore.
Absolutely.
It's got all kinds of good things.
Its tongue is firmly in its cheek, even though all the characters are taking the situation seriously.
Yeah.
It's the exact kind of movie that you'd put on with a group of friends and have a good time with. You might not, remember all the details later, but you'll remember the good time you had.
Yes.
The acting is surprisingly good for what it is.
Yep.
No one is giving an Oscar-worthy performance, but no one is just complete and utter trash, which is something I've experienced with some other Tubi originals.
Yeah, and that's really important. None of the actors are bad.
No. It's also got a queer lead, the character of Peach.
Yep.
Who is a makeup influencer, but is a queer makeup influencer. And is also one of two characters that are actually likable in the cast.
Everybody else is just a complete piece of shit.
For the most part, the cast consists of complete narcissists that you are waiting for the moment in which they fail and they die. And believe you me, it is satisfying to watch most of them die when they do.
Yeah.
My only complaint with the movie is that sometimes I kind of wanted to see, it doesn't show you every contestant every round.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish I got to see every contestant's entry each round.
The way the thing works is that in each round, they have a challenge that they have to live stream.
And it's usually themed and timed. So the first challenge, for example, is authenticity. They have to produce something in 1 minute that is authentic, their authentic selves. And we only see 3 of the entries, and it would have been cool to see the other 3's entries.
Yeah, maybe we got cover time or something.
Yeah. It's a 90-minute movie, so it's not very long. It doesn't overstay its welcome. So maybe having those entries would have made it go too long.
Yeah,
I get it.
I could have seen that, where it's nothing really happens with these guys here. So.
There is at least one character whose death is off screen that I really wish was on screen.
Oh yeah.
I will say that. I'll save that for the spoilers though, because the true villain of this movie reveals itself as the movie goes on.
Yes. You got Peach as the makeup influencer. You've got Mimi, who's the positivity influencer.
Amy, I believe it is. I believe it's Amy, and she is positivity, but she's also one of those Fred-like influencers.
Yeah.
Where she primarily does comedic skits in a character.
Yeah.
She struggles throughout the movie with being herself in front of the camera. There's Gaia, who is the feminist, witch, hippie TikTok influencer.
Yeah.
Essentially, if you've seen that viral video of that hippie chick doing that awful cringy rap song, she's basically that woman incarnate.
Yeah. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Her whole thing is she spouts pearls of wisdom that, as the movie goes on, becomes very clear. She has no original thought of her own. Each pearl of wisdom is something she stole from another famous person's speech or quote or song.
Yeah, and they're not always appropriate.
She doesn't even understand the wisdom itself.
Yeah, it's why are you quoting Johnny Cash?
She's truly hollow.
Yeah.
There's Axel, who is essentially...
He's the finance bro.
Yeah, he's the finance bro. He's the guy who's here to tell you how to put together your portfolio and how to fill it with pyramid schemes and crypto.
Yeah.
He's that guy. That's the guy. You know who I'm talking about. He's that guy.
Yeah. Oh, God.
He's probably the biggest douchebag from the get-go.
He gets the douchebag of the film award.
There's another character whose name completely escapes me. I don't know what it is, but he's kind of like the fitness bro. He gives pearls of wisdom too while
working out. But he only works out for the video.
Yes. Yeah, it's very obvious that he did not necessarily get that body through hard work and determination.
Right. Because, let's get real. Most people don't.
There is Julie. She is one of those moms who's basically been recording her kid on their YouTube channel for years. And the kid is starting to reach the age where they're starting to hit puberty. So they're aging out of the cute kid demographic. So she's kind of showing how much of a cunt she is throughout this movie.
Yes.
Because she wants the kid to adhere to the brand image they've created, whereas the kid just wants to be a kid.
Yeah, he wants to do other things. He doesn't really care about social media. He wants to play soccer and shit.
Axel is the biggest douchebag, but Julie is probably the most hateable.
Oh, yeah.
Out of all of them. It's one thing to be hollow like Gaia. It's another thing to be a manipulative, lying piece of shit like Axel.
Yeah.
And it's another thing to be both those things and to be a mom who is mistreating her kid.
Yes.
Made even worse by the fact that she's not even the one in front of the camera. Her kid is. So her kid's technically the influencer, but she's controlling her kid's life.
Yeah.
So she's pretty terrible. When you add Peach to that mix, that's all the influencers, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all of them.
That's the whole cast. There are some additional characters that are introduced later in the movie, but they are for the spoiler section.
Yes.
Because you do find out who's behind this Squid Game-like game show they're in, but it's a spoiler, so spoiler section that will be for.
Yep. When you say Squid Game, it's holy shit. The henchmen are basically dressed up like the Squid Game guys.
Yeah, it's a game show of death, but the reason why I kept thinking of Squid Game is because of the way the henchmen look.
Yeah, they got those video visors over their faces and shit, and it's just
And they're called the influencer husbands.
Yeah.
Go with your influencer husband and film your video, and they will be the one recording for you. A nod to the fact that many influencers on places like Instagram are women, and their boyfriends and or husbands are the ones holding the cameras for them while they record their bits. And so in this case, we have these nameless ghouls, kind of like the band Ghost.
Yeah.
But they have Squid Game-like masks with emojis on them.
Yeah.
They will fuck you up if you try to run away from the game.
They'll straight up murder you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what they're there for,
They're the enforcers. And you spend a huge chunk of the movie wondering if they are just hired guns or robots. Even when the movie ended, I still wasn't sure.
Yeah, you're pretty sure they're hired goons.
Yeah,
but the survival instincts of most of the characters are very low.
Yeah.
They're really bad.
There is one character, and that is Peach.
Yeah.
Who actually has some survival instinct, but goes against it. And you're constantly sitting there going no, don't do it, dude. Don't do it. But the instinct's there. They're the one person noticing when things are not right. They're the only one questioning the non-disclosure agreement they're signing.
Yeah.
They're the only one questioning all the food that's mysteriously there that they're eating. They're the only one questioning the rules of the game.
Yeah. Because they're why are we signing an NDA now?
And they're the only one at the very beginning to argue once shit starts to go down and the first person's killed, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Now, there are reasons why they don't, but they're the ones who argue it, at least.
Yeah.
Everyone else is so wrapped up in their brand or their image. There's a character who has a straight up panic attack because they can't look at their comments and see their likes.
The comment section. Yeah.
They're so wrapped up in it that a lot of them decide to go with the game without even fighting because, as one character puts it,
they'd rather die
than lose their account. They'd rather die than lose their account. It actually kind of highlighted what I hate about modern influencer culture. And it's not just the narcissism. That's been there in celebrity culture for years.
Yeah. We're not used to it.
The thing I realized while watching this movie, old internet celebrities back in the day, we're talking the early 2000s and to a certain extent the early 2010s. Old internet celebrities were celebrities on the internet because they created something. They were artists, they drew comics, they were musicians, they made songs.
Yeah.
Even if they were critics.
They still made videos.
They still made videos with like skits and creativity in it. They were comedians and they made sketches.
Yeah.
You know, they actually made something of artistic merit, whereas a lot of modern day influencers, especially the types that are highlighted in this movie, they're not creators. They're not artists.
No. They're Paris Hiltons.
Yes, they're lifestyle influencers. They're there to sell you a lifestyle, not to show you their artistic expression.
Yeah.
Now, to a certain extent, there are two characters who kind of stand out in this regard. It's very obvious that even though Peach is a makeup influencer who does makeup tutorials, he is trying to sell being your authentic self, which is at least more than other lifestyle. There's like some artistic merit to that.
He's trying.
He's trying. It's still a lifestyle thing. It's more lifestyle than it is art, but at least there's some art involved in like putting on makeup, right?
Yeah.
And then there is Amy or Mimi, forgetting her name.
Well, it's both of them.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. She has the character.
Yeah, she has the character name, which is based on her name.
That's right. And she does the Fred thing where she does little sketches in a character. And that's at least like a performance, right?
Yeah. She is intending to entertain people rather than just sell you something.
Exactly. You know? Exactly. Whereas Axel is trying to sell you some shit.
Yep.
Gaia's trying to sell you some shit. Even the mom is exploiting her son who's trying to sell you some shit. Well, the kid's just opening up presents.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole thing. They're not making something, you know?
Right.
They're not like a Justin Bieber sitting there like writing their own songs on stream or something.
Yeah. You know? Like at least Justin Bieber did that. You know, as a person who did those internet videos in like the 2010s.
Yeah.
This was the thing that followed us. Mm-hmm. This is the thing that came after us. Pure influencer bullshit.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I thought we were doing something different here. And then because the influencer content is so quick to make, it just flooded the entire platform. And now it's what everyone does.
And the thing is about like the influencer stuff, since you're selling a lifestyle, the more money you have, the more of a lifestyle you have to sell.
Exactly.
So like the more money you have, it's like, hey, here's my video about my lavish mansion I just bought.
Yeah, you're actually selling like internet success.
Yeah, and now that I've sold you this video on this mansion, I can now buy another mansion with the money I made off of that video, you know? It's like, but like I realized through watching this movie, that's my problem. You know, like the narcissism, that was there with the artists. The artists can be narcissistic.
Artists can be narcissistic as well.
But it's more than just the narcissism. It's the narcissism combined with not actually making anything.
Yeah, you're just there to be the face of yourself, which is a brand built entirely around endorsements.
Yes, exactly.
You know, you're like, wait a minute.
You're like one of those car racers with all the brands on your
but you don't have a car and you don't race.
Nope. And if you do have a car, it's just an expensive car you bought and now you're selling people that car.
Yeah. Two types of influencers that are not as well represented here. One is the political influencer.
Yeah.
You know, your Ben Shapiro's and shit.
Yeah, it's only really represented by Gaia to a certain extent, who kind of like preaches some vague feminist ideas and like waters plants with her period blood.
Yeah. But it's so fucking watered down. Not her period blood, but like the feminist stuff is so watered down. It's like as to be completely pointless.
Because they're mainly focusing on the current trend of like pseudo hippie mixed in with witch talk combined with just random new age nonsense.
Yeah.
That particular influencer. Yeah,
what I like to call white lighter bullshit.
Yeah, the stuff you see on TikTok now all the time.
Oh yeah. I cannot tell you how many times I went on TikTok and I would get like a DM that is like, I felt your aura in your last video. Would you like a reading? And I'm like, is this reading free? Well, I normally get paid. Well, then I normally say no.
What also isn't represented is the religious influencer. That's another type of influencer.
Yeah, the Christian influencer is not.
However, there is a character later on in the movie who shifts their brand to religion midway, and it's like, oh, okay, well, they at least put it in there. It's not a full character. That brand shift is a thing that happens all the time. You'll get influencers that were preaching one thing a year ago, and now they're preaching the exact opposite, like Russell Brand, right?
Oh, God,
Like, Russell Brand was full on, like, practically a communist a few years ago, and now he's out here preaching just straight up MAGA shit.
I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming.
You could tell, like, the reason why someone like him does that is because at the time, there was money to be made preaching the stuff back in the days of, like, the Bernie Sanders campaign 2016.
Right.
Now the money's to be made preaching the MAGA shit. Like, they're the ones who are going to pour a bunch of money into things just to have their beliefs reinforced to them.
Yeah. Exactly.
And this movie actually kind of highlights that with each of the characters. There's even some characters who have these like heart-to-heart moments later on in the movie where they reveal who they really are and what led to them becoming an influencer and playing into the part. For such a goofy movie, there's actually some insight in there.
Yeah, it's really well written.
Because usually a movie on this level, you know, it'll have the influencers, it'll give you the just desserts, but they won't have the commentary. As much. Or at least the commentary won't be as nuanced.
It won't get as deep.
And this movie actually has some deep, nuanced commentary underneath all the goofiness.
Yeah.
Obviously, this movie is available on Tubi because it's a Tubi original, so go check it out there. It's free, so enjoy. And with that said, my fellow Gorehounds, let us move on to the spoilers.
Okay, so I think the biggest spoiler is that the house that they are all trapped in, very Big Brother style, is run by two characters who created the TikTok-like platform that they all fucking are on.
I think it's called like Look Loop or something like that.
Yeah, it's like Look Loop.
It's like an amalgamation of TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook all rolled into one. But it's obvious that the visual cues are all TikTok.
Yeah. Fun fact, the two villains of the story who are orchestrating all this are played by the writer and the director.
Yep.
You know?
They're playing the roles. They're playing the two sisters who created the platform and are now trying to destroy the platform while also making commentary of what the platform does to its users.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, they're fucking crazy. They're both nuts. So when one of them says, like, I'm trying to make a point here about how it's the platform itself that's killing you, I'm like, that's great, except for the fact that you're killing them. So how are they supposed to get the message?
Yeah, what are they supposed to learn here? They're gonna be dead by the end of it.
It's the Saw problem, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to teach them this thing, but if they're dead, did they learn?
Yeah.
But I will say that is the ultimate premise of the movie, is the thing that's killing all of us are these platforms.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate premise of the movie. But I would argue, for the movie's purposes, there's actually one true villain.
Oh, yes.
And it's not the platform.
Yeah. It's not the platform.
The platform is metaphorically the ultimate villain. And it's also not the two people orchestrating this whole game. No, the villain, as far as I'm concerned, in this movie is the momfluencer.
Yes.
At one point, it's discovered that she cheated and used bots to increase her follower count for her child's channel. This means they're disqualified and they lose the round by default. So the kid ends up getting trapped inside a box because he was an unboxer.
Yeah.
Suffocated to death, essentially. And the mom is given the choice to die with her kid or to play in the kid's stead, since she was technically an influencer herself running the channel. And the mom chooses to keep playing. By choosing to keep playing, she starts to become more and more overtly manipulative and evil.
Yeah.
As the game goes on, and ruthless.
Yep.
There's a point in which she manipulates Axel into being a teammate with her to team against the other players. And then once she like uses him up, she has him killed.
Yeah, has him killed off.
He gets the most brutal death.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because he's so full of hot air, they shove tubes up his ass and through his mouth that blow him up with hot air and cause him to explode. It's glorious. It's fucking glorious. There's a lot of practical gore effects with his splatter too. It's probably the most splattery of the deaths.
Yeah.
There's the one character who's the fitness bro, who's the first one to die, which is why we haven't talked about him very much.
Yeah, because he doesn't do much.
Yeah, he gets put on a treadmill with spikes at the end and flies into the spikes, you know.
The effect there is not very good.
It's not a great effect. All the other effects worked well. That one was kind of iffy.
That one was like, they cheaped out on that one.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Gaia, the hippie influencer, being drained of her blood to feed the plants. I liked that.
She has this great line at the end, when she dies, her last lines are, "It was an honest white woman's mistake."
Yeah. Her whole crime through most of the movie, because each one of them's guilty of some sort of like sin or crime, complete cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
Like she's stolen all these things, not just people's quotes, but entire cultures and religions.
Yeah.
Mix them into her own thing.
No care or understanding of anything.
Yeah, with no actual understanding of any of it and no respect paid to any of it.
Yeah.
And is making money off of it.
Yeah. Total crystal waiver bullshit.
Absolutely. Axel's like pyramid scheme, crypto bro, misogynist. It's pretty obvious what his fucking sins are.
Yes.
Fitness bro is mainly punished for being completely fake. He fails the authenticity challenge. Like he gives this whole like rigmarole about being bullied and being fat in high school. Literally the comments are like people like going like, wait, no, I knew him in high school. Like he used to have orgies with a cheerleader. It's like he was he was not the bullied fat kid. He was the jock.
Yeah. He was the jock who bullied everybody. What the fuck is going on? You know?
And to a certain extent, they're all guilty of some of these sins, but some more than others.
Well, yeah, him like way more so because this whole like persona is based around it. His authenticity is the one that is the most completely fabricated.
Yeah. Amy/Mimi is probably the most tragic death in the movie.
Yeah.
She dies because her anxiety causes her to completely freeze up when trying to do the challenge.
Yeah.
And she has medication for the anxiety, but the medication is gone. Someone took it.
Someone takes it.
And sabotages her. And you spend the whole movie wondering who took it. It was the momfluencer. They think it's Axel, but it's the momfluencer.
Yeah.
When I say she's like the true villain of the movie.
Yeah.
Because she's the one playing the game to its utmost, which to me makes her the most evil.
Yeah, because all she cares about is winning.
Yeah. There's even a point in which she has to do like a public apology challenge. And so she's gonna try to do this like apology to her son because she can use her real emotions for her son dying in it. And it's so fucking evil. You're just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
The main character you're rooting for throughout this entire movie is Peach, because even though Peach is an influencer like all of them, and even though he is like selling makeup products and things like that, for the most part, Peach is being his authentic self.
Yeah, he's being like, he's a normal person who got lucky.
He is representing the internet influencer who is a person who got famous for being who they truly are when they can't be that person in real life.
Yeah.
And that who he truly is a queen.
Yeah, this really, really, really queeny dude.
Exactly.
You know?
The Scream Queen. He is the true Scream Queen of the movie. He's also the only character who like genuinely helps the other contestants, but not out of like, we're gonna team together and defeat these other guys.
Yeah, it's like, no, we want to live.
Yeah, it's like, no, I want to give you your fighting chance, so I'm gonna help you put on your makeup so you can go up there and look beautiful. Be your bad bitch self. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
He's the only one actually trying to influence any legit positivity.
Well, yeah, because winning is not the thing for him.
He ends up winning the final round against Julie because they are recording and live streaming them during their preparation for the public apology, where she basically admits to everything she's gonna do, and he's calling her out on that, not realizing they're being recorded. And so naturally the audience sees the bullshit of Julie and sees the genuineness of him, and so he ends up winning the round.
Yeah.
But that's not the final round. They reveal that the son of Julie is still alive. They never actually killed him. Either the kid can walk out of there, or he can. Okay, this character's talked a lot of talk throughout this entire movie. Does he actually have it in him to let the kid live?
Yeah.
At first, he can't fucking make the decision, and so they make the decision for him and start poisoning the kid. But then he bursts through the fucking door and grabs the kid and pulls him out. Because this character is always like talking about people's spark, they decide to put him in a pool and they're gonna electrocute him. But in a twist that I actually did call, earlier in the movie, when they were all signing their NDAs, he was questioning the NDAs, and the character of Gaia just walks over and just signs it for him and just goes, whatever, let's just move on. And so he never technically signed the NDA. And once he reveals this to the sisters, one of the sisters who's really obsessed with the rules, as opposed to the other sister who's just malicious.
Yeah, it's just like, we could just kill them. I mean,
starts to break down, and he is given an opportunity to not only escape, but to push the sisters in and get them electrocuted and finish them once and for all. He comes across this box left in the middle of the driveway of the building they're in, and inside the box is the head of Julie, the kid's mother. He does not let the kid see the head of his mother, but I appreciated this because they never actually showed us Julie dying. She tries to escape and fucks off off before the finale happens, but I am really sad we never got to see her die.
I know.
Like, it was so satisfying to watch Axel bite it. I would have loved to have seen her bite it.
Yeah.
So, you have any final thoughts on Clickbait Unfollowed?
Oh, you should absolutely watch it. It's on Tubi.
It's on Tubi, so it's free. Where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube /Planet Dracula. I kind of regret that. But okay. you can just go on YouTube, look up Count Jackula, find my channel. I stream on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I stream on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday. See how it alternates? And there you could just find me at Count Jackula. And we'd love to see you there.
Y'all know me, I'm the Horror Guru. You can find me at the Horror Guru on Twitter, on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook. Just look up the Horror Guru or Blood Splattered Cinema, and I'll be there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you're notified of my videos immediately upon their upload. And if you'd like to help out either of us more directly, be sure to check out our Patreon pages. And remember, if you decide to go the Patreon route, even $1 a month can go a long way. And if you made it this far into the video, then I want you to comment below, and be sure to comment below using the hashtag airtight in honor of our dearly departed Axel.
Yeah. Didn't he also like spell Axel with like a dollar sign?
Yeah, he had a dollar sign on it just to increase his finance broness.
Yeah.
So use the hashtag airtight. That way I know, that way Jack knows, that way the whole world knows that you know how Axel died. And with that said, my fellow Gorehounds, we got one more vlog we're going to record, and we're going to go do that. So peace out.
Peace out.